Greetings. Take a deep breath. I need you to honor your feelings while also not getting sidetracked or distracted while you're waiting for that blessing, that breakthrough, that phone call, that invitation. Trust and believe that the universe is working in your favor. If the universe has never let you down, it's not going to start letting you down now, especially at this point where you have silenced all the outside voices, where you've taken back your peace and protected your space, when you've allowed folk to fall off without chasing them anymore. It gets lonely sometimes, depending on who you are and how you feel. But in that loneliness, it's a time for peace, so you can hear the voice of what has to go down next. And sometimes even in the stillness, you don't seem like you hear anything, you don't feel anything. But you have to have the faith to just stand still and know that it's working for your good. And in this stillness, it could be the stillness you need so that you can hear when it's time to hear. One thing I will suggest that you don't do in this moment where you feel vulnerable, alone, and even empty is to think about and create a past that never was with someone or a situation, and then go back and try to reopen that door. Loneliness, the stillness of silence sometimes, if you're not familiar with it, will have your mind going all types of places. And sometimes we reach back to that friendship or that relationship, whether it was romantic, whether it was family, whether it was whatever. But I need you to stay the course. And as I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself. Stay the course. Trust the process. Don't go back. Don't send that text. Don't pick up that phone. Don't send that email. Don't be distracted. You're so close. You're so close. And I don't want you to give up. Now, I know my eyes are bloodshot red. This is something different. I know my eyes are bloodshot red, but I just had my doctor send my prescription over. So hopefully but once I pick up my prescription, they'll be back to normal. So pay no attention to the eyes and pay attention to the message. Don't give up. You're worth it. This moment, please get yourself ready. Be in tune. Be sensitive to what's going on around you, and don't be distracted. Or shall I say, be sensitive to what's going on inside you, and don't be distracted by what's around you. And sometimes it's easier said than done, especially if you haven't done the work, or you don't have any you haven't you know what I'm trying to say. You haven't done the work you haven't practiced. There you go. That's a better word. You haven't practiced being still and listening to the voice inside. So I just want to say, don't quit. And everybody's timing is different, because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's response to stimuli is different. And your timing is not their timing, is not the universe's timing. So, and I can speak for myself in this situation, in this learning stage. I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful. And I also honor my feelings of some days I'm frustrated, and some days I get the joy. And I'll even go a step further and tell you the truth. There are some moments I wake up and I'm on fire, excited about what's to happen. And then a minute later, not even a minute, something will happen. Nothing will happen, and my mood will just shift. And that, whether you call it imposter syndrome, inner saboteur, whatever you want to call it, will creep in. And if I'm not careful, it'll take me over. But then the universe loves me so much. It reminds me that I'm on the right path. And when I go to do something, that I think is positive, that's going to help my situation, Spirit will gently touch me and say, it's not time, my son, it's not time. So you got to trust the process. You got to learn how to trust the process. And this is something, it's not, oh, this big old deep. We all have access to the same universal energy. Some people are just more in tune. They're more tapped in. They're more intentional about listening to the voice of the universe and not the voice of the people around them. So I don't like getting sidetracked, but my sidetrack is someone's salvation. So, again, stay the course. And y'all, there are people who will see this message who we've had many conversations, and I've seen your journey and I see the things coming into place. So I know what I'm saying is true. So stay the course. And so I used to say this all the time. Sometimes God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, will show up the 11th hour, the 59th minute, and the 59th second. But your faith has to hold on until your change comes. When everything is going well, it's easy to trust, but that's not faith. Faith is a situation where you can't see, you can't hear, you absolutely have no idea what is about to come. But what you know in your spirit is that it's going to work in your benefit when in time. And this is the thing. Okay, so I'm going to try to end this. This is the thing. A lot of times we get frustrated that things aren't happening like we want them to. But there's a reality that I know for myself. There were things in life that I wanted, and I was, in my mind, I was ready to prepare for. And then when it happened, I was grateful that it didn't happen when I thought it, because I was not fully equipped to handle it. And in the sense of sometimes you still have distractions, or sometimes you have not gotten to the place where you can fully appreciate if it came to you back then. So I am so grateful, and I just want to share. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't go back. Keep pushing forward. Rest if you have to. Honor your feelings. Take a break and just breathe, but don't turn back. All right. I love you guys for free. Peace.